We begin now with the Trump administration escalating the legal battle over deportation flights of alleged gang members. The White House today blasting the judge in the case and others who have blocked some of the administration's actions.
That the judges in this country are acting erroneously. We have judges who are acting as partisan activists from the bench. They are trying to dictate policy from the President of the United States. They are trying to clearly slow walk this administration's agenda, and it's unacceptable.
Well, the judge in the deportation case is an Obama appointee and is now demanding more information about these two flights over the weekend carrying alleged gang members ultimately to El Salvador. This is after officials failed to turn them around, Trump administration officials. Well, ABC News senior White House correspondent Selena Wang is live for us on the North Lawn, and ABC News senior reporter Catherine Felders is tracking the latest also from our D.C. bureau. So look, Selena, the judge giving the Justice Department one more day to provide information about these flights. What are we hearing, though, from the White House?
Well, Kana, the White House is still declining to provide even basic information about the people who were on those flights. We don't know their names or their identities. We don't know how the administration came to the conclusion that the people on those flights were, in fact, gang members. There are concerns here that even American citizens could have been wrongly swept up in all of this and deported to El Salvador. In fact, in a sworn filing, an ICE official said that some of the men who were deported did not have criminal records. So take a listen here to how the White House responded when pressed by our Rachel Scott for some of these basic details.
Can the administration provide any more details on how authorities determined that each of those men were in fact members of a gang? And if the White House can publish images, photos, videos of those men, why can't the administration just release basic information like their identities and names?
We are not going to reveal operational details about a counterterrorism operation, but what I can assure you, as I said on Monday, we have the highest degree of confidence in our ICE agents and our Customs and Border Patrol agents who have committed their lives to targeting illegal criminals in our country, particularly foreign terrorists.
So this is really becoming a showdown between President Trump and the courts. It is clear that this administration is using this as a test case to test and see the fundamental authority of a federal court to act as a check on presidential power. Now, in that press briefing, Caroline Leavitt also said that these deportation flights would continue, but she stopped short of saying whether or not the Alien Enemies Act would be used to do so.
Well, and Catherine, Chief Justice John Roberts yesterday rejecting President Trump's call for the judge in this case to be impeached. We know the president and the White House are still attacking him, though. So, Catherine, what happens here if the administration in the end doesn't comply with this latest deadline?
Yeah, Kana, and that's a rare rebuke from Chief Justice John Roberts. Our colleague Devin Dwyer was pointing out that it was just 3 hours after Trump was calling for this that then the Chief Justice released a rare statement. So, look, what happens if they don't comply with the judge's orders? There's some avenues that the judge could go down, whether it's sanctions, holding somebody in contempt for violating his orders at the end of the day. So what DOJ needs to decide now is, do they comply with the judge's order, which essentially has asked the administration for more information on those two flights that they refused to turn around after the judge ordered them to do that on Saturday. The judge wants specific information, Kana, when they took off from U.S. soil, when they left U.S. airspace, when they landed, and when the people on those planes were transferred out of U.S. custody. He wants very specific information. He's asked the administration to provide that information privately. So under seal, the opposing counsel won't see it. So we'll see what they do. They have a deadline of noon Eastern tomorrow.
Right. So this one-day extension, or they can invoke what the state secrets doctrine to provide an explanation as to why they're going to invoke that. But, Catherine, this administration is almost using this case to sort of test the waters here, test the authority of the federal courts.
Yeah, they really are. And it would be fascinating, as you say, to see whether or not they do invoke the state secrets doctrine. Usually that requires a review process of the information, and if they can invoke it, it's unclear if that review process can even get done in time. So I'm not sure that they will actually do that, but it really is one of the first big tests where it's very clear that the administration did not do something that a judge told him to do. And remember, this is a sidebar, really, to the broader issue here. The judge will have a hearing on Friday. That hearing on Friday will be whether or not to extend his order that is in place now, which the administration says they're complying with, which says that no flights can leave U.S. soil, no deportation flights under the Alien Enemies Act. So that hearing will be about whether or not to provide longer-term relief in that case, separate and apart from whether the administration complied with his orders or not. But it certainly is in a different category than what we've seen so far in the legal challenges that have been brought against the administration.
Interesting. All right, Selena and Catherine, our thanks to both of you.